Hi everyone, welcome back to another video game review. Today we are reviewing a game called MAQUETTE. This is a free indie puzzle game developed by Graceful Decay and published by Annapurna Interactive, and it was given to PlayStation 5 players for free in March, I think. Yeah, March. I wasn't fully interested in this game when it was first announced. It didn't seem like it was right up my alley. I tend to be very picky about puzzle games, but it seemed to have a unique puzzle mechanic with a light narrative experience. And while it definitely excelled in the puzzle gameplay, it did fall a bit short narratively. And we'll get into that in just a minute. Let's talk about the strong point, which is the puzzle mechanics. So there's a diorama in the middle of each level, and it's an exact replica of the world outside of you. So let's say there's 4 houses on each point of the diorama, then outside of it you'll see those same 4 houses in the same exact location that they are in the diorama. It's just a mirrored world. You use this diorama to manipulate objects so that you're able to progress in the outside world around you. So you're traveling back and forth between the diorama and the mirrored outside world, and manipulating the size of objects to find a good fit to proceed. For example, if you have a key that needs to go in a lock of a door, but the key is too big to fit in that lock, then you need to bring it inside and outside of the diorama until it's small enough to fit in that lock. That same key you may need to transform into a bridge, so then you'll have to keep making it bigger until you're able to cross it in the outside world. But the thing is, if it's really big enough to be a bridge in the outside world, you won't be able to pick it up except in the diorama. So then you would make sure that it's the right size in the diorama, so then when you go to the outside world, the key is big enough as a bridge and you can get to your next objective. Manipulating the size of objects is honestly the core gameplay mechanic. It's really not much to that, but MAQUETTE manages to make this simple formula very dynamic through each level, so it gets harder and harder. Once you think you figured things out, oh, I know how to manipulate the size of objects, cool, I can get through the next level, then the next level kind of throws a wrench, and instead of just manipulating objects, you'll actually have to pay attention to your environment. Each level become increasingly complex, and therefore I felt pretty satisfied after solving every single puzzle, every single level. Not only was the puzzle solving fulfilling and satisfying, but it was also cool and trippy to look at. When you're manipulating an object within the diorama, you can see it bigger while maneuvering it in the diorama, and you'll see it moving in the outside world. It's pretty cool looking. What really helped this effect is the whimsical environment, often consisting of bright colors or settings like a carnival, a beach, or the gardens. But this game wasn't all colors and butterflies and rainbows. It does take a darker turn in the story and in the environment. As the story takes a turn to a darker path, the colors become dull. They're no longer bright and whimsical and fun. The story is essentially from the perspective of a guy named Michael and his romantic relationship with a girl named Kenzie, and their story is told in a storybook format where there's text in the environment like on a wall or something, there's some light dialogue and cutesy little paintings on the wall. You'll never see Michael or Kenzie's faces, but the tone of what's happening in their relationship is pretty clear through the use of color in the environment. And while I appreciated the artistic direction of MAQUETTE's storytelling through the environment, the narrative didn't resonate with me at all. The story isn't very deep, and it really doesn't need to be, but I just didn't feel connected to either of the characters. Therefore, I wouldn't recommend this game if you're looking for a compelling narrative. So the strong points of this game are the tonal environments, the art direction, and the complex puzzles. But what was also really cool about this game is this licensed music that they would play at the beginning of each level. Now, I enjoyed most of the songs. They gave me like Beatles or ABBA vibes, and I totally rocked to them, but they didn't really fit with the mood of the story in the way that the color palette did. However, when the story descended into a darker path, there were some eerie ambient sounds that I really liked that really made me feel creeped out. But other than that, the music didn't really fit the story too well, although it was really good. I can only recommend this game to you if you like puzzle games. I definitely think that the puzzles are good and satisfying and unique. I think it's worth the try if you got it for free. It can be completed in 4 to 5 hours. The platinum's really easy. You're just kind of speed running through the levels, which was really satisfying after being stuck on a level for a while and then finally figuring out and being able to go back and conquer it. I do think there are way better puzzle games out there, but this one was unique and cool enough for me to not regret putting time into it. I wouldn't expect a good narrative experience though. The story's very surface level and it did even warrant an eye roll or two. Some of the moments were way too cringy. And me personally, I didn't connect to any of the characters in this game. If I had the opportunity to pay for Maquette, I wouldn't. I think that it is a good free game and worth putting your time into if you like puzzle games. If you don't like puzzle games, I don't think this is going to be worth your time at all. So let me know if you guys play Maquette, what you think of it. Agree with me, disagree with me, somewhere in between. Did this kind of motivate you to play the game? Do you feel like maybe you can wait, put it on hold? Is this something you were interested in to begin with? I want to know everything. Tell me everything in the comments. So thank you for listening to my video review of Maquette. You can catch my written review at godhatesgeeks.com, and you can also catch my full playthrough of it on YouTube. Thank you everyone for watching. I really hoped you liked it. Take care.